Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura Crapo, and today I'm gonna do I'll leave the comment area open, and if people want to ask a question, if you subscribe, then you can ask a question, and I will answer it as best I can. And I think there's one mosquito in there, so that's if I'm going like this, it's in self-defense. And otherwise, if the comments are silent, I will just do a reading on like the future. I was just jogging, so like my nose is running a bit. But is that like a pun or something? Anyway, so okay, just gonna like I added a light because it's like sunset right now, and I know when I've done other readings around this time, lighting gets weird on my face, and also because it's like between the trees and it changes, and then it gets dark, so like put on another light. All right, I don't usually I just started jogging again, so it's like I've been like my car's not in great shape, so I've been like biking everywhere, so I'm like out of necessity getting in shape again. So it's weird to like remember how it felt when I was like a teenager, being able to run fast and stuff. So I thought I lost the ability, but I think it's really a good idea to like do a basic workout of just sprinting like across like an intersection length, like just to, because like I don't know, like sometime this year when I was out of shape, I like in my memory I was like I can do this, and then like I couldn't. So I think like just sprinting, whatever that is, like 40 feet is a good workout, minimum workout. Anyway, so I'm gonna get into it. Okay. So okay, if I'm doing a reading about the future, I gotta like figure out what time. All right. Let's start with like not too far in the distant future, like 2030. All right. It feels like there's two spots on Earth where they do like technological like intuition, like interruption, like on purpose, like like which is like it feels really like clunky and rusted out and like basic, and that it's something that won't, it's like Betamax, it feels like, where it's like you thought it was like the top tier in technology, and then like no one adopted it or whatever. So it's like it feels like that. It feels like kind of like the mosquito. It's like it's not going to shut it down. It's bothersome, but it's not going to shut it down, it feels like. So slow clap for the people that made that. But it feels like something that like they'll use between now and 2030. Why? Like why? Okay. What else? I feel like that the whole like, you know how they want to put like, some people want to put like the thing in their brain, like the technology in their head. I feel like some people will do it, and it'll be like not that many people, and they'll be like, sure, like maybe they can calculate, maybe they can do their taxes in their head like faster or whatever, but it's not gonna like, it doesn't, no one, it doesn't catch on. I don't feel like in 2030 that is valued. And So it's gonna seem like it's like acid wash jeans or something. Let's say you like it's in the 80s and like acid wash just came out and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna throw away all my vintage jeans and I'm just gonna go full acid wash and I'm gonna like shred a lime green neon tank top and I'm like, I'm in the future now. Like it's all this is it's kind of like that. What is it called again? Neuralink. Anyway, so I just feel like very few people will have it, and they'll just kind of like be these. Sure they can like Google without touching a computer or something, but like some people prefer to like shut the computer off before they sleep instead of having it like all, you know. And I get the feeling like you can feel it and it's like somewhat bothersome. So it's I don't feel that like it'll really catch on and the number of people who actually install it in their body like will be like I don't know the really like less than less than 4,000, but it feels like even fewer than that. It just feels really like even though I mentioned the 80s, it just sort of feels like, oh, that's so 90s. Like, you know how the 90s is very recognizable. Like, it's kind of like, you know, very whatever, like 2025. Like, this time will seem corny in 5 years. Okay. I think like this is just an aside or whatever, but like when I went to school, like in the last century, like in the early in the 70s and then like high school in the 80s, the cell was like had like I don't know six things going on in it, and it was very you could draw it with your little diagram, and of course now it's much more complicated and interesting. So okay, where am I going with that? So it's like, wait, where was I going with that? It was like that was like a metaphor. Um, right. So people will that they'll realize the real technology, the real masterpiece is nature and like the human body and like why mess with perfection? Why put a whatever a sharp calculator like right in your brain when you might be interrupting psychic ability or like just natural like perfection or whatever. So uh the audacity of scientists to think they can improve on the human body like I'm not talking about like if someone wants like a robotic limb or something like that, that's if they need that kind of support, that's totally like that. I'm not talking about that. Like I'm talking about taking someone who has everything working and then like messing like putting in tech like um assuming that like somehow like the boosting of abilities will happen through like natural means. So it's kind of like And this has come up a few times in some recent readings when I talk about like the future and stuff, like how in Japan there's like a respect for like the essence of things, or like simplicity, and the 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 genuine article, you know, kind of in yeah, so that I feel like that will kind of be more the theme, and like the sort of junky sort of what's that movie called? I can't remember right now. Starts with a B. Anyway, so like the futuristic one with the dolls and like Daryl Hannah's and Harrison Ford. Can't think of it right now, but the like that sort of junk room of tech and like old, like half human, half, you know, robot, like that will be the vibe of like right now, like how people will see it in 2030. Like, nice try, guys, but like it's like it's like when you meditate, there's different levels to it, like, and it has to do with like higher and higher frequencies. So if you're like getting inspired in like the lower frequencies, you're gonna come up with some, sure there'll be ideas, sure they'll be inspired, but they're not like the most intelligent or the, you know, the widest, highest spectrum of ideas, like good ideas. So like some, you know, like it's like when people are initially kind of intuitive, they might just pick up like ghosts or like stuff that's like very close to physical reality, or like, you know, kind of fearful energies, or, you know, stuff, and then it's through training and positive thinking to like strive for other kind of layers of information that are better and calmer and more intelligent and stuff. So as time goes on, people will become more and more adept at better intuition, like, and like, I'm not like high-fiving the Avatar movies completely, because like I feel like the second one took like a sharp left turn into like Scaryville or whatever. So it's like why? Like it's kind of like it could have been just peaceful. But anyway, so I feel like the scary kind of themes are going to become like less interesting over time, and people, once they can like access through meditation in a loose sense of just like relaxing and letting your intuition like go to like the best place in your mind, like people will start discovering, kind of unpacking that sort of territory, and like making art about that instead of like just like fighting fighting and like whatever, like, or I don't know. Anyway, okay, so 2030. Okay, I was just checking if someone wrote something. I'm like half wondering if there's a bit of a block on my channel, because like, but I'm just gonna make these videos anyway. Because like, it doesn't matter if no one's watching right now. So okay, 2030. And I feel like in 2030, like the whole sort of bridezilla thing will seem also very passe, and the emphasis will be on like friendships, like almost like friendships take more of a higher level of significance for people than like marriage. And I'm not saying people won't get married, they will, but like it's like the big question is like how good is your friendship? Like 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 the substance of it instead of the like dreaminess of it, like the functionality. And so it's like a flex if you've made like a true friend, and then like sure if you have a partner and someone to have children with, like great, but like how good, how solid are your friendships? So that's kind of cool. Um, so I'll just think of one more thing. I encourage people to subscribe or like and um, and if you like this channel and you want me to make more and be encouraging, you can like leave a tip with one of the links I put in my information box in my bio. Um, because like I got like an older car, so it'd be nice to I would use some of that for the fixing my car. So okay, what else? Okay, 2030. Yeah, I feel like you know how there's like a bunch of stuff going on right now in the world that's like not cool. To put it lightly. I feel like they're politically like there will be more strict rules about like um stopping people from being like really adversarial and like because like people have seen things go really out of control negatively, and there will be like better things in place to curtail like chaos. But I don't mean in a oppressive way. It feels like in a sensible way, and because like people around the world will be like, we can't let that happen again. Like this type of uh, immature and hostile like things that just like put make everything uncomfortable for everybody, like to put it lightly. So it just feels like yeah, I don't know what geometry. My dad was a geometer. I don't know. Maybe that's where I get all these geometry images from. But it feels like a wedge shape, like a doorstop type of thing, and it's like I feel like there's like two politicians who are like, nope, like there's like a very strict rule in place in 2030 to stop people from letting things like spin in a really negative way, like how some cars used to have what are they called what are they called, like not a general but like something that like prevents you from going over a certain speed like in your I forget what that's called, but anyway, a governor, right, and he was like a political kind of so it's like a like you can't drive your policy over 60 miles an hour. Okay, I'm just gonna look at one more thing, like about the environment, maybe. I feel like with uh like you know how there was just the tsunami recently and that there were some whales that were beached and like I feel like there will be some damage to like fish, like ocean life, like fish. It feels like specifically in, I don't know if it's like the Gulf of Mexico or off Florida or something like that, but it just, I don't know if that's due to human intervention, so to speak, or like in a like a sudden event, human intervention type of thing. Anyhow, it seems very uncool. And I don't know if it's Florida, but it's either East Coast USA, mid to southern. I think you get what I'm talking about. Or anyway, like 1 to 2 areas, like I just mentioned, where there would be like a fish disruption event. Okay. Well, maybe that's something we can collectively like pray about so that it doesn't happen because it's like hasn't happened yet. That might be a good idea, like because collectively with positive thoughts, just focus on everything being fine in the ocean and for the fish and uh, sending them good energy. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap up my reading there. I hope you enjoyed it. Um, just so my eyesight's not there. Yeah, so I'm like, anyway, like if for some reason, but anyway, whatever. Um, let me know. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. It'd be interesting to see if this video like reaches people. And I wish you all the best and take care. And I will talk to you later.